Welcome to Rethink CRE Spring 17. In this video, we will be looking at the deal pipeline from the buyer rep perspective. So I'm on the home page. I'm going to click the drop down, and here I can see, again, the ability to create new deals directly here. You can see recent records, or we have recent list. So I'm going to go directly into the list that parses out all deals where you can only see buyer rep deals. So I've been directed to this list view, and this is currently in the Kanban form. So this is a new piece of functionality. You can see two displays, the traditional grid or Kanban. As it relates to the deal pipeline in this linear progression with different steps, I think it's very useful to see it in this format. So with this, it is separated by the stages. For the buyer rep, you have prospects, you have identifying acquisition opportunities, you underwrite the deals, you submit an LOI or offer, and then it goes under escrow, due diligence, you're negotiating a PSA before it is closed out and transacts. As a reminder too, this is customizable, so you can change the number of steps or the labels of the steps as well. So when you're looking at this view, this provides a pretty clear visibility into your pipeline. It is a drag and drop format, so you can quickly change where deals sit in their swim lanes. And then above, we are segregating these and showcasing the gross commissions per deal. All right, I'm going to click into this deal that is on the last leg before completion. And now I have a more granular view of the deal itself. So up top, we have high-level details pertaining to this deal, who is the lead broker, and some information about the commissions. In addition, right below this, we have, again, that visual, intuitive way to see exactly where we reside in this deal. And so it is very flexible. I can go back and forth, but we'll leave it at this for now. Up top, you have the actions. This is where we have the pipeline management. This is where you can quickly change around the commissions at the deal level. We have your ability to add both external contacts and internal colleagues to associated parties. This is creating a relationship to the deal and those people in your CRM so that you can reference this in the future. In addition, I'm going to click on internal colleagues. What you can do here is by adding different members on your team, you can add these members and then you can give them both read or read-write access. By default, the deal is a closed object and no one has access to this outside of the lead broker until they delegate these sharing settings. Down below that, you can define the role. And then you have the commissions, again, at the gross level, filter down to then be able to say, okay, here's the full pie on a net basis for this individual broker, and you have the ability then to do a split, whether it is in a percentage format or a flat fee, to effectively delegate or do those splits for the brokers on the team. Beyond adding associated parties, we have new site selection. So from a buyer rep perspective, this gives you the ability that when you're identifying acquisition opportunities, and maybe you have a set of parameters with a fund or a specific investor, you can add different properties that you're going to be underwriting to keep track of those metrics. And then once you get to the offer stage, you do have the ability to track all the different offers that you submit on behalf of your client for those different properties. When you click down below, you also have the ability to edit, delete, and clone these deals. Cloning is an effective way to just, if you have information, be able to translate that into an additional deal if that gets you a step further. All right, so looking at the buyer rep layout, we have the high-level details up top. Who is the client? Where did you source the deal? And then we have the status and stages. These are on the layout. They mirror this, but they give you the ability to, if you have these on the layout, that's where you have the ability to put that into that Kanban form. Down below that, we have the different sections. So again, we have the pipeline management, being able to configure or calculate the gross commissions at the deal level. We have client requirements. So this is in speaking with your client, what exactly are their search parameters? What are they looking to acquire? And so we have this breakdown here, and this is a useful way to, again, carve those requirements out and be able to benchmark those once a deal transacts, and also as you go through the site selection, be able to understand exactly what they're looking for. Below that, we have the due diligence, escrow, and PSA. This is effectively the final terms of if you invest or acquire a property, these would be effectively the terms of the PSA. So this is what is the property that you are set to acquire, who was the seller contact, anything around the pricing, cap rates, leverage returns, unleveraged returns, and then anything with the earnest money and the due diligence. And then finally, if financing, there's a contingency in place for that, and they need any type of loan, this is your ability to connect the dots too with a lender from a company contact perspective and put down those loan amounts and loan rates. A useful way for our clients in using this too is as it relates to loans, are able to prospect going forward that if a loan or principal payment's coming due, they have the ability to create a notification to understand, okay, the maturity date of this loan is in 2028. I need to get a hold of this future owner because he might be willing to transact, and so this is another way to drum up business. So we mentioned a few of these over here on the right. I'm going to direct your attention on the right margin. Again, we have the ability to generate documents. The action plans is an effective way to go through a set of predefined tasks in a template. Here is where that showcases the activity, both next steps and past activity that's already been completed. And again, we spoke about the associated parties. Those are internal team members or external contacts related to the deal. You have the different offers that you are submitting, and then you have the site selection. These are the different opportunities or the different properties that you're looking to underwrite and potentially invest upon behalf of the buyer that you're representing. So everything that you see on the right is also down below. Again, this is really a cosmetic preference if you prefer to have both or one or the other. This is the more traditional format where it's down here, a little bit, I think, easier to read, but it's it's your prerogative on how you want the layout to be set. All right, so to wrap this up, I'm going to go back up top. Once a deal is transacted, as you can notice here, there's a blank comp. Comp has not been created, but part of the system is once you close out a deal by marking the stage as complete, it will change this to a closed deal. And as you can see here, the deal has changed, the deal stage has changed successfully, and a comp has been created. So I click on the comp, and this is a great way to maintain a proprietary database for your comp records, in the sense a sales comp. And it has information related to who were the parties involved, buyer and seller, any information about the property itself. This is pulling from the property. And then you have the transaction details, really final high-level terms and also metrics related to the underwriting that, again, I think are helpful for the entire organization to see and share. So this takes care of the buyer rep. Thank you for listening in.